American phenomenon.
Mike Tyson.
Got arrested more than 30 times.
He wears no robe.
Paired with a killer punch, a 42-to-1 favorite, easily defeated in only 89 seconds. The next lessons in that story. As an amateur, won the
Heavyweight champion who seems there's no one to stop the mindset of a champion.
He doesn't know what I mean. I'm gonna tell him now what I mean.
That is a pretty
Like in a big city, they stop, and it's like, wow, Mike.
Oh, you come get some. Mike Tyson's out here.
Without any distractions.
together with Cus.
A lot of people can't.
Mike Tyson.
What happens when you combine explosive power, lightning-fast reflexes, and an unrelenting hunger to dominate? You get Mike Tyson, a fighter who didn't just win fights. He annihilated opponents with a ferocity rarely seen in boxing history. His name became synonymous with destruction, and his presence in the ring was enough to send shivers down the spines of even the toughest challengers. But how did he do it? How did a troubled kid from Brooklyn rise to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history? And why, despite all the controversy, does his name still echo through the halls of boxing legend? Let's step into the world of Mike Tyson, the man who redefined the meaning of fear in the ring. Early life. A fighter is born. Michael Gerard Tyson was born on June 30th, 1966, in Brownsville, Brooklyn, a neighborhood notorious for crime and violence. Tyson's early life was anything but easy. His father, Jimmy Kirkpatrick, abandoned the family early on, leaving his mother, Lorna Mae Tyson, to raise him and his siblings alone. Struggling with poverty and a lack of guidance, Tyson grew up in an environment where survival often meant fighting, both literally and figuratively. By the time he was a teenager, Tyson had been arrested more than 30 times, caught up in street fights, robberies, and petty crimes. He was bullied as a child for his high-pitched voice and shy demeanor, but that only fueled his rage. Tyson later admitted that he felt like an outcast, someone who didn't belong. But deep within him burned a fire, a raw, untamed energy that would one day make him one of the most feared men on the planet. Fate intervened when Tyson was sent to the Tryon School for Boys, a juvenile detention center. It was there that his fighting ability caught the attention of former boxer Bobby Stewart. Stewart saw something in Tyson, a spark of potential buried beneath the anger and chaos. He began training Tyson, teaching him the basics of boxing and instilling a sense of discipline that the young boy had never known. But Stewart knew Tyson needed more. He introduced him to the legendary trainer Cus D'Amato, a man who would change Tyson's life forever. Cus D'Amato, the father figure. Cus D'Amato wasn't just a trainer, he was a visionary. He saw in Tyson not just a fighter, but a champion. D'Amato took Tyson under his wing, becoming a father figure and mentor. He taught him the art of boxing, but more importantly, he taught him how to channel his anger and fear into something productive. D'Amato's philosophy was simple. Fear is your best friend, or your worst enemy. It's like fire. If you control it, it can cook for you. If you don't, it will burn you. Under D'Amato's guidance, Tyson's potential transformed into something terrifyingly real. D'Amato's signature peekaboo style, a defensive technique that emphasized head movement, quick counters, and relentless aggression, became Tyson's trademark. The young fighter absorbed everything like a sponge, honing his craft with an intensity that bordered on obsession. But D'Amato didn't just train Tyson's body, he trained his mind. He filled Tyson's head with stories of past champions, instilling in him a sense of destiny. "You're going to be the youngest heavyweight champion in history," D'Amato would say, and Tyson believed him. The rise of iron. Mike Tyson turned professional in 1985 at just 18 years old, and from the moment he stepped into the ring, it was clear he was different. His style was pure violence, moving like a lightweight, hitting like a sledgehammer. He didn't just beat opponents, he dismantled them. His early fights were quick, brutal affairs. Opponents barely lasted a round before being crushed under a flurry of hooks and uppercuts. By 1986, Tyson had built a record of 27-0, with 25 of those wins coming by knockout. His power was otherworldly, his speed unmatched, and his hunger insatiable. He fought with a ferocity that seemed almost primal, as if every punch carried the weight of his troubled past. Then came November the 22nd, 1986, the night Tyson made history. At just 20 years old, he stepped into the ring against Trevor Berbick for the WBC heavyweight title. It took him just 2 rounds to obliterate Berbick, making him the youngest heavyweight champion in history. The world had officially met Iron Mike Tyson, and boxing would never be the same again. Undisputed champion. The reign of terror. Becoming champion was just the beginning. Tyson didn't just want to win titles, he wanted to unify them. Over the next 2 years, he tore through the heavyweight division, defeating James Bone Crusher Smith, Pinklon Thomas, and Tony Tucker to become the undisputed heavyweight champion. With his knockout power, impenetrable defense, and ruthless aggression, he was considered unbeatable. The fall. Defeat, scandal, and prison. Tyson's dominance seemed unstoppable, but outside the ring, his life was spiraling out of control. In 1990, he suffered one of the biggest upsets in sports history when he lost to James Buster Douglas in Tokyo. A lack of discipline, personal troubles, and underestimating his opponent led to his shocking defeat. Things only got worse. In 1992, Tyson was convicted of a serious crime and sentenced to 6 years in prison. The once invincible champion was now behind bars, his career seemingly over. The comeback. Tyson returns. After serving nearly 3 years, Tyson was released in 1995, and the world eagerly awaited his return. He wasted no time reclaiming his throne, knocking out Frank Bruno and Bruce Seldon to regain the heavyweight championship. But something was different. While still dangerous, Tyson wasn't the same relentless monster he had been before prison. The infamous 1997 rematch against Evander Holyfield, which ended in Tyson biting Holyfield's ear, only further fueled controversy. Despite attempts to recapture his former glory, losses to Lennox Lewis and subsequent legal troubles marked the end of Tyson's time as a top-tier fighter. By 2005, he had officially retired, bringing an end to one of the most explosive careers in boxing history. Conclusion. From the streets of Brooklyn to the pinnacle of boxing glory, from the depths of defeat to personal redemption, Mike Tyson's story is one of raw talent, relentless ambition, and the ultimate test of character. He didn't just fight in the ring, he fought in life. And no matter how many times he fell, he got back up, proving that true greatness isn't just about winning, it's about rising every time you fall. So, when you hear the name Mike Tyson, remember, you're not just hearing about a boxer, you're hearing the story of a warrior, a legend, and one of the most electrifying figures in the history of sports.